The Beechcraft Super King Air family is part of a line of twin turboprop aircraft produced by Beechcraft. The Model 200 and Model 300 series were originally marketed as the Super King Air family. The Super designation was dropped in 1996. They formed the King Air line together with the King Air Model 90 and 100 series. Beechcraft currently offers the 250 is available to government, military and commercial customers for special mission operations such as aerial survey, air ambulance, flight inspection and surveillance. The Beechcraft 1900 regional airliner was derived from the Model B200 King Air. The Super King Air family has been in continuous production since 1974, the longest production run of any civilian turboprop aircraft in its class. It outlasted all of its previous competitors. The only other pressurized multi-engine turboprop utility aircraft now in production is the Piaggio P.180 Avanti. The Model 200 was originally conceived as the Model 101 in 1969 and was a development of the Model 100 King Air. The Model 200 had essentially the same fuselage as the Model 100, with changes to the rear fuselage to accommodate a new T-tail engines of the Model A100 then in production, and a wing of increased span and extra fuel capacity. Overall, the 200 was 3 feet 10 in more fuel. Maximum takeoff weight. The first prototype flew for the first time on October 27, 1972. A second prototype took to the air on December 15 the same year. 3 production aircraft were also built in 1972 and delivered to the U.S. Army. These 3 were designated Model A100-1s by Beechcraft and were given the military designation RU-21J, the first of some 400 T-tail King Airs to be ordered by the U.S. Armed Forces. The 200 received civil certification in December 1973 and the first civil delivery took place in February 1974. In 1976, Beechcraft developed the Model 200T, a version configured for aerial surveying or reconnaissance. The prototype was created by modifying a Model 200 aircraft, constructor's number BB186. The modifications included changes to the belly aft of the wing to allow photography with a vertical camera, provision for a surveillance radar in a pod under the fuselage, dome-shaped windows on the sides of the rear fuselage to allow observation directly below the aircraft by occupants, and a 50 US gallon usable capacity fuel tank on each wingtip to increase the aircraft's range. Customers could specify any combination of these modifications when ordering a 200T. All 200 teraseconds were Model 200s modified at the factory and given new constructors' numbers. The next model to appear was the Model 200C in 1979. This version had a large cargo door on the LH side of the rear fuselage with an air stair door, similar to the Model 200's door built into it. The door opening was 4 feet 4 in was modified as the Model 200CT. Fitted with the same wingtip fuel tanks as installed on Model 200 teraseconds. There was only one 200CT, but it led to other aircraft after an updated version of the Model 200 entered production. This updated and improved version was the Model B200, which entered production in 1981. It was fitted with PT6A42 engines, still rated at 850 shp, but with improvements that resulted in greater aircraft performance. Other changes included increased maximum pressurization to 6.5 psi differential and changes to the cockpit layout. The Model 200C gave way to the Model B200C the same year, with the first Model B200T and Model B200CT being modified from a B200 and B200C respectively. The following year, commencing in 1984, the B200, B200C and their derivatives were fitted with a revised landing gear retraction mechanism, actuated by hydraulic rams powered by an electric pump installed in the LH wing. This replaced the earlier electromechanical retraction system of gearboxes, drive shafts and chains and sprockets that was a throwback to the twin Bonanza. At the same time, the propellers fitted were changed from 3-bladed Hartzels to 3-bladed Macaulays. 47 B-200Cs built that year were delivered to the U.S. military, with dozens more of a similar standard ordered in subsequent years, but not given official civil model designations. A total of 14 B-200s were produced in 1989 and 1990 in a 13-seat high-density configuration with a belly cargo pod. These were marketed by Beechcraft as a commuter airliner under the designation Model 1300. Customers for this version included Mesa Airlines. The propeller installation changed again in 1992, when Beechcraft started offering the option of having 4-bladed Hartzell or Macaulay propellers, or 3-bladed Hartzell propellers. The 3-bladed Macaulay propellers were no longer available. From October 1995, Beechcraft offered an updated B-200 with electronic flight instrument system, avionics. This was marketed as the B-200SE Super King Air. The following year the Super name was dropped from all marketing and advertising. In October 2003, Beechcraft announced another avionics upgrade for the B-200, the Rock.